how much of that 20 seconds was actually heard. So anyway, clicked live. We're live. And what I have here is that a computer came in, was unable to connect to the internet. It's actually a desktop, and it's using a Wi-Fi adapter. This Wi-Fi adapter that you see in the bottom corner of the screen. And I want to take a look at why. So when we plug it in, it's got this little light here, right here. I can't really tell. It's there. There's a little light there. If this will focus, one of these little diamonds is actually a light. That that is a light. It's a little different from all the rest. The rest of them are black plastic. This is actually clear. I'm not sure if you can tell that at all, but in any case, we're going to try and get this open and see what happened to it. See if it's repairable. Otherwise, we're just going to have to buy a new one. And I mean, they're not terribly expensive. I think something of this quality is somewhere around $90 or $100. And you can get them far less than that, like 30, 40 bucks. This one is actually a much faster model, from what I understand. So I'm going to switch to the view where you can just see that device, and we'll start to kind of break it apart and see what's going on. It's a little blurry. Let's see if we can get that. I'm not sure how to trigger it to focus, but it should autofocus. Did it? Did it autofocus? It did not. So here's something we're going to actually try. We've got a pick, and we're going to try and get the back of this to actually pop open. And normally I suggest to use plastic picks against plastic material because it has less likelihood to mar it or scratch it or things like that. And that's a little piece of the clip that actually came off, and I've barely put any pressure on it. And I usually recommend the plastic because it doesn't put any pressure on it. I'm almost thinking that this may have been opened previously, or may have been bumped into, quite possibly. So I'll try to get that to pop free. Sometimes takes a little bit of extra coaxing to get that to happen, and it doesn't want to. Looks like we will actually use the metal device just to get it started. You always want to be careful because you don't know what's behind here. You don't know, especially if it's like a different kind of device, like a phone or something like that. If you're prying at the seams of like a monitor and it has like a webcam, you want to be very careful because you might hit the cable, the ribbon cable that controls that, and when you break that, of course, it's not something you may have laying around. You have to order it. So there's some time if you're doing these things yourself. And this is proving to be a little more difficult than anticipated. That's okay. We're just gonna work at it here until we get it. Yes, this is live, and we're just testing out some things going live. And aha. Testing some audio. Of course, I just clipped it right back into place. That's pretty cool. And the different camera views. This one is definitely blurry, so we're going to figure that out. It may just be lighting. The camera's got this auto sense, autofocus thing going on, and it may just be the lighting. I have poor lighting where I'm sitting. The lighting throughout the shop is very poor for any sort of video recording. It just basically illuminates areas of the shop for work. Nothing to do with any fine-tuning or directed light. And not that I would know what to do with it anyway. I am learning all this stuff as I go. This thing will not come apart as I was hoping. So I'm going to pull it out of the camera view just for a moment to pry against it a little bit harder. Hopefully we don't break it. Are we going to break it? We might break it. But you know what? It doesn't work. So we either repair it or we replace it. Alright, here we go. I got it coming apart right now. I think. That's it. Okay, so we got the clip off. Okay. And we can kind of see inside the device a little bit. Now we have to get the end. It looks like this end comes off. There's some clips to kind of release, like in here and here. Looks like back here too. Some clips there. Work at them a little bit. So what are we doing here today? Trying to figure out what happened to this USB Wi-Fi device. We're going to look inside and see if there's any physical marks of any blackened marks where something might have burnt out. We're going to test to see if maybe the tip, this USB, has come apart in any way. Testing out different camera views as well with OBS. I'm using OBS. I'm using 2 cameras right now. I can actually share the desktop of my computer if I wanted to. There's all kind of things that I could do. Just I could demonstrate different views from my computer, different windows from my computer, add on multiple cameras. I don't have any cameras that are really of like any super high quality, just webcams. I can definitely try out some of the higher qualities if you guys want to donate one to me, maybe. But right now we are continuing to try and pry the end cap off of this. So I'm gonna see, bear with me a minute, we're gonna grab one of these tools over here and see if that gives us a little bit of an advantage. Got the various picks of for all types of things, and I have a couple other different kinds of tools here, so let's see if we get any sort of reaction when we try to pry here. No? No. This is all an experiment. I mean, why am I going live? Testing. I plan to go live a lot more in the future on YouTube, maybe Facebook, to give some messages. This is just play. I may just show a live feed of my bench, which is basically what I'm doing right now. I have a computer on the bench. We're just trying to see what's happening. Just another moment in the average day in the life of a repair technician. Of course, that's what we're doing today. And we have many different things that we do. Tomorrow, I'll be up in a bucket truck. That's going to be fun. Going for a ride to the sky. Going to be in a bucket truck inspecting the sign that is out front in our parking lot. There's a couple of panels that are out. We're going to take a look. Got some power supplies to replace. Going to probably have some fans to install while we're up there. I mean, this thing is really in there. This is crazy. This is crazy. I need to bring it up closer to where I can see it. I mean, ultimately, I know that this end comes off, and then the whole inside is going to slide out. I can see by how it's made that that's precisely what's going to happen. I just have to be a little less scared of breaking it, right? I know that may sound crazy, but that's exactly what has to happen. I just need to get a little more brave and go and try and get this to pry open. So maybe even use this metal pick, even though it's against my policy. Sometimes, and Tyler can attest to this, sometimes we have to say, don't do what I do for safety reasons. And then we go ahead and do it anyway. Right? Right. Yeah, so I am putting marks in the plastic. Just because I cannot seem to get it to pry. As I put the marks in the plastic, it gives a little bit of space and is allowing me to get it pried out a little bit easier. So, unfortunately, we do leave some signs that it was worked on, some tool marks. I really don't like to leave tool marks, but we're doing it. Do we have any viewers? We have one viewer. Cool. Welcome, welcome. 2 viewers. We have 2 viewers. Looks like people are not interested at the moment. That's fine. This is not really meant to be seen, just tests. But that's cool. So once I get this open, then we're going to see what it's made of, and maybe do a couple of tests, some continuity testing. Let me see. There's me again. Yay. That's pretty cool. So I'm just going to let it play, maybe edit it later, or let it stream, so to speak. Yeah, it is being quite difficult. I have to work out something with the background noise, right? There's this fan noise in here. I don't mean to bring that to your attention, because now maybe you won't be able to stop hearing it. But it's all I hear. It's all I hear every single day. I'd really like to work out some way to maybe relocate the computer, add some longer wires, maybe get a quieter fan. I think that I might have it. Let me see. Nope, not coming free yet. So what do we, yeah, we're going on 15 minutes. Going on 15 minutes of me trying to work this little guy out. And here we are, sitting here, doing the thing. But yeah, on an average daily basis, what do? We get computers dropped off. Of course, that's done by appointment. We don't really have anyone walking in randomly, but we do have people that knock at the door randomly. Yeah, we let them in. If somebody's here, of course, we're gonna bring them in. We're gonna explain our policies. We're gonna let them know that we're by appointment only, and we take it in and we put it in queue anyway. The fan. Yes, we have some comments about the fan already. It drives me crazy. This seems to be a well-built piece of plastic junk that is proven to be very difficult to get into. And it's actually at this point a little hilarious that Ooh, here we go. Here we go. Got it. Well, I got it farther along anyway. What kind of computers do I work on? That's a good question. We work on pretty much every make and model of computer that's in the consumer market. We work on business class computers, servers. I, particularly myself, I specialize in working on Mac computers, and that's MacBooks, Mac Pros, iMacs. So now we have this open, and I'm looking at the board. I don't see anything that jumps out as being bad. We're gonna test a couple of things. The USB seems to be very securely affixed. It's soldered. None of the solder points are broken. I don't see any components missing either. So it's a bit of a mystery as to what has happened to this. It may have overheated. To be honest, if it's been running day in, day out for years, this thing may have just had its time. But here's the internal components of this thing. I'm going to plug it in without the casing on and see what kind of signs I get from it. Anything at all. If we got the little light may turn on. Yes, I'm going out of camera view. I'm just going to plug it in. I have no lights. I have no lights whatsoever on that. No connectivity. So we'll grab my tester real quick, and we'll see if we have some continuity. Get a hammer. All right. We do offer the services of for hard drives of physical destruction. That would definitely be camera worthy. All right, so I have this tester here. Pretty much a standard DVOM, and I have coffee ready at my shop. I mean, it's not necessarily open to. Yeah, there's coffee. There's always coffee. There is always coffee. I mean, are we going to create a rush of people down here just to get the coffee? I hope not. I mean, coffee's only free with purchase. Alright, so we're just going to do some continuity testing across the board here. And we're going to have this fun little noise happening. And I need some light. I need some extra light. Bear with me a second while I get my handy light. I have a light. Okay. I know that doesn't help for the camera view, but it definitely helps me. So that looks like it could be a capacitor. I'm just going to test that. Maybe it's not. This is not a capacitor. Just get some readings here. I mean, it's kind of guesswork because I don't have a schematic. I don't know what everything is doing here. We do have a component that's missing off the board, but that may be by design. There's several components that are not soldered in. So yeah, there's no clear sign as to what happened to this. There's no marks across this board. You pretty much know that it is done. It is not functioning. I may do some further testing. I may look up to see if there's any schematics available. And then we'll kind of go from there. I'm putting my head right into this camera because I'm not used to being on camera. And alright. So I'm going to go and do that now, look up some schematics for it. Definitely have to replace this Wi-Fi antenna for sure. There may be a chance that we can fix it. We'll see. We shall see. But definitely enjoying the way that I have this live set up. I can go and set up multiple cameras. This is pretty cool. I did a test earlier today. Doing this kind of test now. The test earlier had multiple things that I was sharing across the screen. PDF, board view for a schematic I'm working on an iMac over there. And some good stuff. So there'll be more lives. I do plan on demonstrating what I'm doing up on the bucket truck tomorrow. That'll be fun. We're gonna get some footage of me high in the sky hanging off this bucket truck, of course being safe, and then fixing a digital sign out front by the road. So that was pretty much just disassembling this thing. It was not easy. It was simple. It just didn't come apart as easy as we were planning. But in any case, I will check you guys out in a little bit. I'll probably do several of these live videos just showing random things that come across the bench. And hopefully we learn a little something. I'm learning every day. Have a great day, everyone. I'll talk to you maybe later today. Most likely, definitely tomorrow.